Catholic Diocese of Enugu has suspended Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka from church activities for 1 month as the controversial priest's political escapades continue to overshadow his theological obligations on a scale that nurtures unending concerns among his senior clerics. Mbaka was asked to proceed on suspension with effect from May 3rd after being summoned by Callistus Valentine Onaga, the diocesan bishop. Onaga called Mbaka in following his repeated clashes with President Muhammadu Buhari and warned that his conduct was smearing the church's image, the largest of any Christian organization worldwide. Church officials familiar with the matter told the Gazette. Sahara reporters had reported that last Wednesday, Mbaka's criticisms of the Muhammad Buhari regime over its inaction on the widespread killings across the nation. Speaking at the Adoration Ministry in Enugu, Mbaka said it is wrong for Buhari to maintain grave silence despite the incessant killings in the country. He accused the government of being behind several killings across the country and tagging separatist groups as terrorists rather than focus on getting them good jobs. The cleric also frowned on the activities of herders that destroyed the farmland of people without any repercussion. He said Buhari had failed Nigeria woefully and that he should resign now. Mbaka also called for the president's impeachment. Following his suspension, Mbaka returned to his ministry that lies north of the outskirts of Enugu city center, where he subsequently incited his members against the bishop, sources said. Mbaka's followers claimed without evidence that he was kidnapped by Mr. Onaga and handed over to the State Security Service. They subsequently marched on the premises of the bishop on Wednesday morning, looting and destroying assets therein. Like, seriously? The mob also descended on the Holy Ghost Cathedral and looting and destroying items in the building. The members also went to town to allege that the SSS had arrested Mr. Mbaka, generating widespread media reports despite lacking requisite corroboration. A spokesman of the SSS denied taking Mr. Mbaka into custody or coming in any contact with him when reached by the Gazette, contrary to his followers' rumors. A spokesman for the diocese did not immediately return a request seeking comments. Mbaka's line was switched off when died by the Gazette on Wednesday night. Before falling out with Buhari recently, Mr. Mbaka was an ardent supporter of the president. He endorsed his campaign in 2015 and claimed his blessing played a role in its success. But as Buhari's regime failed to tackle acute poverty and insecurity, Mr. Mbaka said he was compelled to speak up and distance himself from his regime, describing it as evil and satanic and calling on the president himself to vacate office. Church sources said Mbaka's latest suspension was being viewed as significant for its undertone, but not the first time the fiery priest would face administrative action. Said, we know people will link this to this confrontation with Buhari, but he was once demoted from a parish priest to a deputy under a parish priest, a church official told the Gazette. He had also been transferred from bigger parishes to smaller ones for his frequent infractions in the past. Still, church officials admitted Mbaka's Adoration Ministry has been a cash cow for the Enugu Diocese, even though it was built by Mr. Mbaka and not directly under its control. The real problem is the diocese has been financially dependent on Mbaka collecting his millions, his source said, adding that some of the senior clerics themselves have also been in bed with politicians whom Mr. Mbaka has long railed against. Okay. Now he has been suspended. Of course, for those who are familiar with this story, you will know where it's coming from and where it's going to. Now he's been suspended for a month, and I'm sure the man will be used to it, based on what we are hearing now, that, oh, this is not the first time because of some of the things that he does. It's not going to be a new thing to him. And the man was saying yesterday, because one of the reasons why they tried to hold him back, because he blessed Nnamdi Kanu, and he said he has his mouth to do whatever he wants to do. You know that the man is mouthy. He get mouth where Mbaka get mouth. Well, let them iron themselves, or iron that issues out themselves or among themselves. Church don't want truth, but don't worry, God will fight for you. Is it because Mbaka is a priest? What about Bishop Kuka? Why should the church leave everything for politicians? The suspension is not necessary. Every person that fought Goodluck Jonathan is getting back one by one. I don't know whether I say they are fighting for Goodluck. What did Goodluck do? If Goodluck had done better thing like what we have in other developed countries, nobody is going to be saying that now. All of them have contributed to the failure that we are experiencing now. I don't understand. Tomorrow now somebody will tell you that they are fighting Buhari, they are doing this and that. Those who do not even have, they are not even qualified to even be secretary. They are becoming presidents, and things are going wrong, going the opposite direction. I don't understand why people easily forget things. Whether you did smaller evil or you did bigger evil, evil is evil. At the end of the day, you guys have brought trouble upon trouble, problem upon problem to the people and to the nation at large. So what are we talking about? All of them. He criticized Jonathan openly and he ignored him. This has shown that this administration is not ready to tolerate criticism for its inept leadership. Of course, of course, they are always threatening people here and there. Oh, you don't have to do this. So, I was listening to some people that since the federal government or the presidency has come out to say, oh, some people want to overthrow them, this and that, and say, oh, you have to be careful because they can frame you up. They can say, oh, you said this at a certain time. What kind of society are we talking about? But they cannot talk about the doom, the poverty, the recklessness, the poverty they've brought upon the people. People, they are not going to be careful about that. You see what we are talking about? The same law will not hold them accountable for not doing the right thing, for not protecting the people, for not creating peaceful atmosphere for people to thrive in everything they do. The so-called bishop must not deny the fact that Buhari's cabinet had bribed him to frustrate Mbaka. Father Mbaka, please, Mr. Man, correct that your words. And who told you that his followers looting and destroy things? Writes what you know. Of course, we never heard that they destroyed anything. I don't know where they are getting all this whatever from. When Mbaka supported Buhari, no person thought about a suspension or that he was getting involved in politics. Me, think that the church should say things as they really are, without any cover up. God bless Father Mbaka.